Another award. It's become an annual tradition at the SVG College Summit, and we are integrating it here into the College Sports Media Awards today. It is our Technology Leadership Award. If you have been with us the past few years, we've honored some great athletic departments, including the University of Notre Dame, Oklahoma, many others. And today we are honored to celebrate the accomplishments of the team at 12th Man Productions at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is one of those universities that goes back a long time. They founded their first video department back in 1993, and since then they rebranded to 12th Man Productions in 2007, and you probably read a lot about it, certainly in the pages online of SVG in 2014 when they completely renovated Kyle Field and made a huge priority and a huge commitment to video production. You heard Andy talking about it on a panel earlier today. At this point, I'd like to welcome, I know Andy is out here in the crowd. He's going to bring up a lot of members of his team. Selfishly, us here at SVG, we don't vote on this. We love these guys and women who work at 12th Man Productions. We think they do a phenomenal job, and it is our honor to celebrate them here today. So please welcome up the very talented team from 12th Man Productions.
Thank you. Hold on. Just wanted to say a couple of things. I think Andy and Brandon, everybody in the room has talked about relationships, and certainly what we do has a lot to do with relationships. So I want to thank a few people and make sure that I don't forget anybody. I wrote it down. I feel like I'm at the Academy Awards, and maybe I am. First, to SVG, to everybody that's associated with this organization, we appreciate everything you all do to recognize and honor and bring this group of industry professionals together. This has become a bucket list thing for us to make sure we attend every year and be a part of for a lot of reasons. We want to thank our own Texas A&M administration, past and present, for writing checks when they didn't know what the end result might be, but also taking care of learning what we were all passionate about, and they didn't know what that always meant, but buying into it. A lot of you in the room know what that process is about. We've talked about trying to shake down the CFOs and make sure the ADs understand what we're doing. Certainly our 12th Man Foundation is part of that recognition. They're the people that helped write an $11.8 million check a few years ago to take our facility to another level. Innovation technology. I think one of the cool things about that is, you know, I started in this business like some of the older people in the room. I was a 19-year-old and got a job at a local TV station in 1985. And in 1990, I got to start producing the R.C. Slocum show for Texas A&M. And I was a one-man band. I was using machine-to-machine editing, 3/4-inch decks. We got to get a Betacam. I started doing some more stuff in 1993 for the athletic department directly, and in 1996 we built this thing called a Jumbotron. And the athletic director at the time came to us and said, "Is this something you all can help with?" And we're like, "Yeah, I think so. It's just a big TV." And so we started helping do technology for in-stadium productions. That grew. I think one of the fun things that we talk about relationships, the friends in the room, I think I saw Shot Clean, I saw Kirk Hartman and some other folks from Nebraska. We talked about it earlier today, Jeff Schmall, who we recognized with a Pioneer Award a few years ago that passed away. One of the great things that we did in 1996 when we moved to the Big 12 and we got this Jumbotron thing, we're like, God, you know, who can show us how to really do this? I told the AD we could do this. And we got on the plane with the basketball team. We flew to Lincoln, Nebraska, landed on an icy runway, coming and going. We're scared to death that we would not leave Lincoln, Nebraska. But we got a chance to to be shown around by Jeff and Schott and all those guys. They invited us in. They put us on headsets during the game. They gave us a chance to learn how they did it, and they were the old salts at it that had started in 1993 when Husker Vision created the tunnel walk, and we've all seen the tunnel walk, and all, you know, from Virginia Tech to Clemson to all the people that do these great team intros that we all talk about. And, you know, just listen to Pete from CBS talk about how important that scene setter is, that maybe no one is even watching, but to us, to the stadium, it is a huge moment. It is a scene setter for the stadium. And our fans will tell us how big a deal it is if we suck at it. So we learned a lot from those guys that day and continue to be great friends with the folks from Nebraska. A few years later, we got a chance to buy something. Talking about technology innovation, we got a chance to buy this thing called a nonlinear editor. It was an Avid. I'll be a brand monger for a second. And it is a game changer to us. We got a chance to be able to move clips around without having to do it, the whole thing over from start to finish if we screwed up, like in the old days when you're doing that back-to-back-to-back editing. I got a chance then to talk to a guy at Florida State named Mark Roden. Mark was another game changer for us at that point. He started showing us all these clips that they're doing for Bobby Bowden in the team intro with the Avid, and how the team intro could be really cool, and it was one of those moments that you realize how you could see outside the box a little bit, and that was another game-changing moment. Then you fast forward again. Jeff, who was at Nebraska, our AD changed, and they brought Bill Byrne to Texas A&M, and he brought Jeff. And Jeff started teaching us how to upgrade our video board shows, and we got a chance to hire more people and started increasing as we talked about, we changed our name to 12th Man Productions. It was about branding. We started talking about branding. We started talking about marketing. We started talking about being consistent and owning the presentation in the stadium and making it as I talked about earlier, engaging the fans. One of the things Jeff always told us was give the crowd a reason to applaud. And I've always remembered that, and that's one of the things we carry to this day, and is when you do a presentation, don't just recognize them and move on. Tell the crowd, how about a hand? And they will applaud. He said they will applaud, and by God, he was right, they did. And they kept applauding. And one of the things that we learned from Jeff and our friendship with him, we went forward to 2012. We joined another conference, SEC. I've worked in like 3 or 4 conferences, I don't know. But we joined a new conference, SEC West, and immediately we talked about it earlier. We started talking about the SEC network. And we met some great friends with Scott Hecht, I see sitting right here. I don't know if Rex is in the room or not, but Rex Ahrens. Those people came, and we started talking about what do we need to do the next step to be part of this SEC network. And another game-changing moment that our friends at the ACC are experiencing right now. There will be nothing that I will do the rest of my career in television that will be as impactful as this network element in terms of what it means to our teams, to our program, to the brand that we are all promoting, and really elevate what we all get a chance to do every day. I used to think that to work for a national network, I had to go move to a big city, and now the national network came to College Station, Texas. Are you freaking kidding me? And so it all comes down to organization, communication, staff, and resources. Looking behind me, I now get a chance to stand in front of you with a microphone, and these guys make, and ladies back at home, make television that is exciting, engaging. It helps generate revenue, and it helps recruit athletes to Texas A&M. Jesse Janowski, Justin Argo, Buddy Kimberlin, Chuck Primrose, and Cade Key. These people are the people that make guys like me look good, but these are the stars of what make our show work, and they are the people that set the agenda. They are the creative. They are the people that make the broadcast happen. We got to hire one engineer a few years ago, and we got another engineer, and we couldn't do what we do without the technical aspects of what goes on. We always come back to relationships. And you know, I'll wrap up because I know Andy Katz is ready to get back up here. Our coaches are judged. I always used to tell people, I used to joke, he says, you know, our coaches are always judged by how good a day an 18 to 21-year-old is having. And now we are too, because they're our crew. And so that is the challenge for us, is to teach, to coach, to mentor, to break it down after the fact and try to get better every time out, because every time out we're doing a show and it's probably somebody's first time to watch it. It's sort of the old line from the great New York Yankee. Where's our Yankee fans in the room? You know who I'm talking about. But they know, our fans know what is good and what isn't. They are our biggest critics, and they will ultimately tell us when we need to get better. And I always tell our student crews when we do football games, because football is the one thing, the live event for football is the one thing, video boards show that every full-time staffer works, and we have about 35 students that work a football game at Kyle Field to do the show. And I always tell them, remember that, sports is still the one thing that we do that is a live event that we don't know how it's going to end. And what our goal is to be effective storytellers for that. And when we are doing a good job and we're telling the stories and we're documenting and we are doing the things that we need to do to explain, to showcase, to capture the moment, that's why they play the game, and that's why we do what we do. We appreciate the recognition. We appreciate people in the room like the University of Nebraska's. We appreciate people in the room like the University of Alabama and Justin Brandt and his crew that do such a great job. We appreciate the relationships of the people like the University of Oklahoma and Brandon Meyer. Those are the people that I always looked up to and wondered how all of us could do things like they do. So we appreciate a chance to stand in front of all of you and be recognized with this award today. I appreciate being a part of this tonight, as does the rest of our crew, and give all these guys a hand because they deserve it.